it dawned on me. It's the simple activities that I was doing when I first started that really moved the needle, and that's what the team is continuing to duplicate today. So rather than talk about the products, the material things that you can purchase, I'm going to shift the focus today on mindset, daily disciplines, simple income producing activities, and frameworks around the K-pop-up system that I followed and that now is duplicating, that created true momentum, and that put people into action, but real action. We'll know on Monday if there's movement or if there's no movement on Monday, then this would have been nothing but simply a show. And I'm not an entertainer. Alright, so the K-pop-up, by the way, this week marks my 3-year Riman anniversary.
Woo! Yay!
And I know this K-pop-up system works because we have grown our team to 65,000 people.
Yeah, you have. Woo!
And it's not because I was the most talented, but it's because I made a decision and I stayed consistent and I moved with speed. So whether you've been with Riman for 3 years or 3 days, my goal for everybody here today is to leave this convention with the K-pop-up scheduled within the next 6-7 days. Right, Danny Bing? All right, so let's get into the K-pop-up system. It's actually super simple, okay? We're gonna go a different route. It's very simple. Pick a date. Don't wait for perfection. Keep it simple. Promote the next event and follow up. That's it. So let's break it down. Pick a date. You want to pick a date while belief and excitement are high, like right now. You want to pick a date ASAP. For me, it was 3 days after my first Riman Convention. So that makes it Wednesday. It was a Wednesday night and it was pouring rain, but not for a second did I think to cancel. Let me give you a tip. When you pick your date, invite like crazy so that you can't change your mind. And a K-pop-up could be 1, 3, 5, or 10 people or more. But as a rule of thumb, after doing hundreds of K-pop-ups, if you want about 8 to 10 people there just to create good synergy and to have fun, you will need to reach out to about 30 people. Okay, about 30 people, because 50% will say yes, and about 30% will cancel on the morning of. But whatever you do, don't take it personally. Just be prepared with the second date in mind. And if you think you're gonna fill a room by posting on social media and people are gonna just start to RSVP, it doesn't work. The best way to fill a room is the old-fashioned way. Pick up the telephone. You'll be surprised as to how many friends actually come and support you when you say things like, I value your opinion, I love your support, or you're the first person that I thought of. And whatever you do, don't wait for your upline. This is your business. I know some people have their uplines, in their same city. If you don't, you just have to move. We have groups, like literally multiple team leaders in Chicago, North Carolina, Hawaii, and Alabama that all got promoted before a single team leader or director flew in to even show them what a K-pop-up was. All they simply decided, executed, and you just learn as you go. Second, don't wait for perfection. It doesn't exist. Schedule it scared, start messy. You just have to not overthink, okay? Don't wait for the perfect venue, don't wait for the perfect skin or the perfect date, because the goal of a K-pop-up is not perfection. It's to get product on basis. And trust me, when I say you know more than you think you know. And you definitely know more than your guests. There's a planner on my team. Let's just say her name is Han Mi Wong. Okay, that's a good name, right? And she calls me up one day. Her team leader is Peggy. Okay, Peggy's a good name. And they said, hey, I have like 20, 25 people coming. Can you come to my pop-up? I had another pop-up scheduled, so I was like, oh, I'll stop by for just a second. So actually, I think I told her I couldn't come, and then I stopped by for a second. Then when I did, I said, hey, you know what? Just start the presentation, and then you can introduce me. She started. She ended up doing the entire thing. Was it perfect? No. Was it powerful? Yes. Somebody that was in attendance there, Sarah, she joined. And a few months later, she had her own pop-up with over 20, 25 guests. And now they don't even invite me.
That's the best.
So give yourself permission to mess up. People love realness. And I think that's where people get kind of like caught up. Give yourself permission to mess up. You can tell your friends that you're learning too. No need to go into presenter mode and overthink. You just have to take action. So your first K pop-up is going to feel awkward. By the third one, it's gonna get a little bit better. By the 7th, you're gonna be a natural. And by the 15th, you'll be presenting like a leader. But nobody gets to 15 without starting at 1. And it's the repetition that builds confidence, and not the other way around. It just takes courage to start. You just have to start, and then your team will also follow as well. And I think before, we always were just over-complicating it. Would you guys agree? Too much social media, right? Because, and I think this is very big, you will never regret the awkward pop-up, but you will regret the one you never scheduled. Let's just let that sink in for a second. Next, we said we want to keep it simple, because simple duplicates. Confused people don't. No need to go into presenter mode, okay? This is just sharing your experiences, sharing what maybe they can expect. So you can talk about what the products will do, or the income producing activity, or what income they can potentially earn. I want to tell you guys something, because people ask me this all the time. Senior Director Hannah and I both became senior directors in under a year without ever using a slide presentation. All 7 of our directors became directors without ever using a slide presentation. Isn't that crazy? Because all we did was share our stories. And a story is very simple. Why you started, what changed, where you're headed. It can be something as simple as, hey, before I started to use the ICD line, I hated the way my skin looked. It looked so dry. I thought it was aging. But just 2 weeks after using it, I noticed that my skin was looking firmer. Now I'm taking pictures with my children again, and I'm on a mission to help tired moms like me gain their confidence back. And that's it. We have our amazing director, Jenny Donnelly, she set our record for our team. Not only did she become team leader in 5 days, but she became director in 3 months. Because she simply kept her story simple. For her, it was about the opportunity, and she knew that the products worked. She was already sold by the products. It was just the person who does it the fastest wins, right? And I just love this saying, which I picked up from her. Really, you don't need a perfect presentation, you just need product on faces. Now, I repeated that twice because I think that is so important, and that's where people get caught up. And the presentation has to be perfect, the venue has to be perfect. I have to have all the perfect supplies, the cute headbands and the, all that stuff, right? But we didn't even use that in the beginning. It's just kind of what it has evolved to. Now, a question that I get asked often is, do you lead with product or do you lead with business? Well, it's up to you, but never miss an opportunity to mention the business. because the business is our number one product.
Amen.
Now, if you're unsure about the business and you don't really know how to present it, that's what the Riman system is for. That's what the Thursday call is for. If you can just get really good at inviting people to hop on that Thursday call, then you don't have to worry about presenting the business correctly. Know the basics if somebody asks you, okay? But you can also just say, hey, at the end of the pop-up, just say, hey, if you want anybody who's interested in doing the business, I can connect you with my upline team leader or my upline director, and we could go into it in further detail. Don't overwhelm yourself and feel like you have to be the presenter and understand everything. Next, you want to get really good at promoting the next event. We hear in network marketing, you have to be a master at promoting the next event. I'm gonna put a different spin on this, and I think it works better. People they already hesitate to schedule the first pop-up, so imagine trying to schedule the second, right? So instead, schedule a blitz. Now let me explain this, okay? This is a great way to create momentum, but it takes the guesswork out of it, and this is also something that when you have it scheduled, your team, they know what's to come. This is how you start to create momentum and build a team. Commit to a blitz. A blitz can be, hey, for the next 2 months, I'm gonna have a pop-up at my house every single Friday. It doesn't matter if 1 person comes or 10 people comes, it doesn't matter. Every single Friday, I'm gonna be here at 6 o'clock. A blitz can be, hey, we're gonna do 3 events on Saturday and 2 events on Sunday. It could be a weekend blitz. But whatever you do, commit to it. So as people start to join at your events, then you can already say, oh hey, we have another event coming up. You know what we do sometimes? When we have a blitz and it's like 2 in one day, the people who attended in the morning, we tell them, hey, who do you know? We're doing another one in just 2 hours. And then they invite even more friends. But I'm telling you, this works because we've done this many times. We scheduled a blitz in Houston. I didn't even really know who Hannah was. She's my senior director, right? She attended a pop-up and I didn't hear from her for a couple months. And then one day she calls me up and she says, I need you to go to Houston with me. And I was like, okay, sure, let's go. And she goes, let's go. We did it. We went, the first day it was like 2 events in one day, 2 events the next day. Everybody was super excited. 2 weeks later, we flew back and we did 3 events in one day, 3 events the next day, and we flew back. But after those events, she was able to promote four directors in Houston. And if you're not having fun yet, then schedule a blitz. Because what's more exciting, doing 1 pop-up a month for 10 months, or 10 pop-ups in 1 month, or recruiting 1 partner a month for 10 months, or recruiting 10 partners in 1 month. It's
Woo!
It's the repetition. When you schedule a blitz, it's the repetition that's going to create momentum. It's the repetition that's going to build your confidence, and that's going to help you build your team. You have to be very intentional when you're building. Even though this is my first time doing direct sales, not for a moment over the last 3 years did I hesitate or think, I wonder what my friends are thinking, or maybe I shouldn't do this business. I just went all in. Okay, you have to have a bulletproof mindset. And you have to want it so badly. If you remember when you were going for your driver's license, it doesn't matter how many times your parents yelled at you, you were gonna get that driver's license no matter what, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is no 15, 16-year-old in America that does not have their driver's license. If they fail the test, their parents yell at them, all kinds of stuff, it doesn't matter, they're gonna get it because that little card represents freedom. We all joined this business to better our lives, for our families, for financial freedom. But as we get older, we kind of lose that whatever it takes mentality. We stop going after the things that we want. But I want you guys to remember how you felt when you were 15, and just go for it. Because you guys know now what can happen when you succeed at Riman. Last, you also want, you hear fortune is in the follow-up. It really, really is. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this because you all know what you need to do. You know, you gotta talk to your new prospects within the first 24 hours. You have to reach out to them. This is when they're the most excited. But this is when a lot of people they feel like this is the end, but it's not. It's actually the beginning of your relationship. This is when the real work begins. This is when the fun begins. This is when you're able to build your team. So always, 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 create your own system on how you want to follow up, but you definitely need to follow up. Now, 15-year-old me, I wasn't really losing all those races. I would have if I stopped stepping onto that track. And it's the same with this business. Your first pop-up is going to be awkward. Your second pop-up might be small, but you only lose if you don't schedule the next one. As I look around this room, I don't see 3,000, 4,000 faces. I see 4,000 starting lines. Some of you are new and some of you have been with Riman for a while, but today we're all at the same starting line. And someone here will be the next director, senior director, or national director. And the difference will, right there. And the difference won't be talent, it's going to be decision. In 1 week, we're gonna know who's scheduled. In 1 month, we're gonna know who followed up. And in 6 months, by the next convention, we're gonna know who ran. So before you leave this convention, pick a date.
Yeah.
Send the invites and decide. I don't want you guys to leave inspired. I want you guys to leave this convention scheduled. The gun's about to go off. Let's run.
Woo!